Our first destination in the Exuma Island chain are the Allans Cays. Leaf Cay in the Allans Cays is a hotspot destination for tour boats. Here, boats stop for 20 to 30 minutes to allow tourists to feed and take pictures of Northern Bahamian Rock Iguanas before heading to their next stop. We're staying at Allans Cays for 5 days, partly to wait out a storm. So join us to see what Allans Cays has to offer in addition to the Bahamian Rock Iguanas. From Rose Island, we motor sailed 30 nautical miles to Allans Cay, going through the Yellow Bank. While the Exumas are pretty well charted, the waters are also quite shallow, and the Yellow Bank is filled with reefs, coral heads, and sandbars, and can be a stressful stretch. So I headed up to the bow of the boat with my headset to act as a lookout. After our arrival in the Allans Cays, a buddy boat volunteered to show Jim to catch lobster. After finding a site, they went out.
You gonna go over there soon? You gonna take the dinghy?
They may come over here.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes.
Wow. Hard to get, not too hard to get?
No, Matt gave me a high score for my
Technique?
game.
Very nice. It's a big one. Hold him up. Wow. Very nice. So now that you've become a grill master,
Men, when your wife calls you a grill master, it's an excuse so that you keep cooking.
tell me how you grill a lobster.
You take the tail and you slice it right down the middle, and then you put it on the shell side for 5 to 8 minutes, and then you flip it over onto the cut meat side for another 4 to 5 minutes, and you're done.
Sounds simple.
It pretty much is. And if you want it kind of charred, you turn up the heat and cook it a little faster so that it chars it, and then ultimately the center is cooked. I personally like a slight char even on lobster.
After grilling the lobster, Nuala watches as Jim cuts the cooked meat, and we enjoy a delicious lobster dinner.
Suntan lotion is tasty.
So you caught us a lobster yesterday. What are you gonna catch us today?
I'm just gonna go with all the baby conchs that we found over there.
Oh, just check them out.
Yeah.
After you check out our visiting remora.
Remoras attach themselves by suction to host animals such as whales, sharks, turtles, and rays, and remove ectoparasites and loose skin on their hosts, and also benefit from the protection provided by the host. As you see, they also attach themselves to small boats. So how do they attach themselves to, for example, our boat? They attach by using their front dorsal fins, which form a modified oval, sucker-like organ with slat-like structures that open and close to create suction. We usually don't feed the marine animals, but we have some frozen corn and beans that have went bad, so we put it out for the remoras. They really like the frozen corn and beans, but the onion skids, not so much.
There they go. All 3 of them.
What was that?
Oh my gosh, 4 of them.
Allans Cays is comprised of 3 islands: Leaf Cay, Southwest Allans Cay, and Allans Cay. And since we'll be here for 6 days, we plan to check them all out. The first key we visit is Leaf Cay, which contains the greatest number of Bahamian rock iguanas of the 3 islands.
Yeah, it's really deep until you get right to the bank.
Oh, look, there's 6 more up there.
Oh my gosh.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6,
I almost wish I had brought some food for them.
11, 12, 13, 14. Already 14.
The Northern Bahamian Rock Iguana is a species of lizard with 3 subspecies found only in the Bahamas: the Allans Island iguana, the Allans Cays iguana found in the northern Exuma Islands, and the Exuma Island iguana found in the southern Exuma Islands. These iguanas are primarily herbivores, but do eat dead crabs or birds if available. The Allans Cays iguanas are the largest of the 3 subspecies because their diets consist of plants containing higher levels of nutrients from seabird guano. These lizards can live up to 40 years. On Leaf Cay, a sign informs us that these iguanas are protected by the Bahamas National Trust, and it is illegal to harm or harass them. So, since we guessed that mixing dogs and iguanas probably spells danger, we leave the dogs on the boat while we're at the Allans Cays.
We go to harm or harass them.
We'd like to walk to the other side of the island, but can't find a path at the main beach.
What do you think of Iguana Island, Leaf Cay?
A bunch of pampered iguanas by all the day tourists.
Yes.
We dinghy to a second beach where we find a clear path, and the iguanas on this path are a little less aggressive.
Couple less over here. How's the dinghy look?
It's alright.
The older ones are prettier than the younger ones. The faces are all nicely colored. Have to get older before that happens, it seems like. Okay, it looks like there may be a path up here.
It's trying. That's what you'll have to worry about when you're inside there. All of a sudden they're all freaking on each other.
Okay.
Like the big ones getting mad at the small ones, and then you're like in the middle of it. Gotta stay close.
Oh, to the other side. Iguana, two of them. And over here too.
Yeah, one over there too.
They are watching us.
There's one right up there too.
Ah, we are no longer alone. I think we found a path. There it is. The ruined building. Certainly has a lot of graffiti on it.
I just couldn't resist doing a cartwheel among the iguanas, but I didn't expect for them to suddenly become so interested in me.
We thought we'd take a picture of every single one on the island. We haven't been able to get that many of them out.
Jim with the iguanas.
We then head over to southwest Allans Cay.
Hey Stephanie, it looks like a beach like all the others.
Is there anything different about it?
Nope,
Surprise me.
you're hanging out, I'm doing the chauffeuring, and you're waiting to be swept off your feet so your feet don't touch the water. This time, does your feet at least touch the sand?
Nah, you can carry me.
Yeah, exactly.
Southwest Allans Cay is a U-shaped island with a lovely cove in the middle. The cove is very shallow, too shallow to anchor at LabMariner, so we take our dinghy into the cove and wade into the beach area. Lastly, we visit Allans Cay, which has a very small beach area. Unlike the other two islands, no iguanas come to greet us when we land our dinghy, though we do see a few as we wander the island.
So we have visited all three of Allans Cay's keys,
Yes, we have.
and we're at Allans Cay right now, and there are no iguanas.
2 of the 3 have iguanas, and 1, I think, because there's hardly any beaches.
Yeah, very small beach area.
Right, so it would be much harder for them to live and get in and out of the water.
Well, I think because Where we've seen all of the day cruise ships going in is in Leaf Cay. So I think that's where they get fed, and so that's where they've ended up. It's the easiest for the boats to get in and out over there. And there's quite a few over at that southwest Allans Cay as well. Just none here that we've seen in Allans Cay.
And as you pointed out, everybody comes, and I bet you they're feeding them fruit and everything else, so they're prospering over there.
There are some big iguanas over at Leaf Cay.
Yes, there are.
As well as in southwest Allans Cay. Lots of them and big ones. They are prosperous over there. Limestone carbonate rocks are very hard to walk on.
After our explorations on the 3 keys, we head back to LabMariner to prepare for the upcoming storm.
Sad day at Nuala, huh? You can't go outside the boat even. You gotta stay inside. Too windy. You fall off the boat. Sad day. Sad day for Nuala.
We're nestled between Leaf Cay and Allans Cay, and these islands provide some protection from the storm. And although the winds are around 30 knots, the waves we experience are not as steep as those we see in the distance. After 2 days of waiting out the storm, the next morning is calm, and we prepare to head out of Allans Cays. Join us next week when we travel to Norman's Cay, where we attempt to find the ruins of a drug lord's house and we snorkel a wrecked plane.